People them, welcome.
Yeah, boy.
They call me man like B-Dot.
Man like Jago.
You don't know. And welcome to the first of many episodes, I hope, of the Conspiracy Cave.
Yeah, boy.
You know what I mean? Little podcast with the people them talk about some conspiracies, big, small. You know what I mean? We'll be looking at all different sorts of conspiracies in this series. At one point, we might even be going through to what they class as the conspiracy iceberg.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Which is all loads of different conspiracies, including ones like
I heard about that one.
Shit.
Yeah. It goes
You know
down.
what I mean? Yeah. And there's like 5
yeah,
levels,
yeah.
DEFCON 5 to DEFCON 1.
Yeah.
So,
Bad
yeah.
things.
So we're going to be doing things like that. You know what I mean? So hopefully you'll tune in. You know what I mean? Obviously, if you enjoy what you watched today, big red button, big like, that would be massive.
Press
you know what I mean?
Bust that.
Don't know. To begin with, I'm going to ask this guy a question. So are you a conspiracy theorist, or do you find it interesting? Like, what is it for you?
Definitely. I love certain conspiracies. I believe certain conspiracies are a bit too much that I just shut down.
What, bullshit? Like, let's just be real. Like,
yeah. But you know, there's been a few ideas that have been chucked at me by very, very good sources.
Yeah.
And that's why certain times I feel to myself, I don't want to say they're stupid or silly because the source is excellent.
No, for real, I hear you.
But yeah, man, I love because we live in a world full of conspiracy anyway. That's what it comes down to.
See, the mad thing is, yeah, like, there's a bag of conspiracies out there, firstly, and not only is there a bag of conspiracies, but there's a bag of conspiracies out there that everyone thought was a bag of bullshit, bro.
Yeah.
Turned out to be mad true.
Yeah.
It was in the news, all sorts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And there was a lot of "I told you so" videos. I did see a lot of "I told you so" videos. But then at the same time, when you do something like that, all you're doing is putting a rod on your own back, like putting a rod on your back.
Basically, yeah.
Don't expect that from us. Don't expect none of that. Okay, so I've got a couple of conspiracies in my book right here.
Yeah. That's your conspiracy book then, yeah?
This is at the moment. It will change. You will have like a conspiracy cave book, you know what I mean? And you will have t-shirts and all different sorts of merch and all that sort of stuff. But that comes with time in it. So let's just start off easy, start off nice. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna start off with the first. You know what I mean? And let me just open my little conspiracy book.
Let's see.
Anyway, so the first subject that we're going to talk about is: are we all dead? Like, have we all died? You know what I mean? And are we living like our life through old memories?
Mad thing.
So I'm going to explain it a little bit from what I've got here. So it states here that after you die, it is believed that you have 7 minutes of brain activity left.
Okay.
And that is hence the flash between your eyes sort of thing. That your life flashes before your eyes. But obviously, them 7 minutes, you've passed away in it, so them 7 minutes will be like a dream state. You know what I mean? So if it's like a dream state right now, you know what I mean? How do we know that we are actually alive? And we're not just living our own memory?
So, first things first, you're saying it's a dream state, yeah?
That's what it states.
Yeah, that's what it states. So, how long, let's just say logically now for human beings, does dreaming happen?
Well, you don't exactly know, do you? Because obviously, most of the time when you're dreaming, unless you're daydreaming, which can be a batch of different things really, but when you're dreaming, 9 times out of 10 you're asleep. Yeah. And sometimes you sleep for 2 hours, sometimes you sleep for 8 hours, some people can sleep for 12, God knows how many hours, you know what I mean?
True.
So, to them, like, you could live out a whole movie in your head top really when you're sleeping.
So, generally what I would say the difference is, is that when you're sleeping, your heart's still beating. Yeah, which adds complete difference to the heart not beating.
Oh no, I hear that. I hear that.
In that, I would think that if it was a dream state, it just wouldn't be logical because eventually it would stop. Yeah, would you think that or not?
No, I do.
I would always think something has an end, no?
Well, yeah, but then obviously we don't really know. When we're in a dream, we don't really know, innit? Remember, when we're sleeping, something wakes us up, and then like, we can halfway through a dream, really, when you think about it.
Oh, another one. When you dream, something happens to you, it actually doesn't physically happen to you or that.
Well, there is the thing that, obviously, like, if you're dreaming and you're asleep, and you fall off a building, technically, like, you kind of wake up, you get a jolt.
Yeah.
before you actually hit the ground.
Oh yeah.
Like apparently that jolt can actually kill a person, can actually cause a person to die.
Okay.
So,
okay.
You know what I mean? It's a mad one for me, innit, to be honest. Because at one point I do think like, yeah, that's a bit crazy. You know what I mean? Because obviously I don't know. I'm dead. You know what I mean? Like, all right, there's 7 minutes of activity, and for all I know, I could be watching my life and stuff. But like, I'm dead. How am I supposed to know? You know what I mean? I don't know if I'm living out my own memories right now. I have no clue, my guy. You know what I mean? But it's something that intrigues me. Again, with conspiracy, this makes me ask a question, another question, another question.
So yeah, again, like, so you've been 7 minutes. Yeah, you've been living out experiences you're saying in your life.
So like, yeah, you get like certain memories and things like that, like in your life, and they sort of like flash between them. You go between memory to memory to memory.
So wouldn't you, in that state, feel like you have a deja vu? Because it's happened before and you're seeing it again.
Yeah, but then, and again, you're dead. Like deja vu, I feel like you'll catch that when you're alive. Like, you know what I mean? People get deja vu like daily sometimes.
Yeah, but I'm saying, yeah, okay, if you're dead in the physical form, but in the dream form, you're still living.
Yeah, in like
day.
Okay.
Isn't at that point, wouldn't you kind of?
See, I don't know.
It's mad.
See, that's what I'm saying. I actually don't know. I don't know.
It's mad.
You know what I mean?
And the other thing is, you've obviously heard about DMT, innit?
Yes, yes.
I don't really know much about it. I've heard something to do with.
So it's like it's from what I've gathered, from what I've watched and stuff. Cause I don't know obviously too much about it, but I have heard of it. But I know it's like a drug, and I don't know if it's a hallucinogenic or something like that. But I say it opens your brain to a lot more than what your brain's usually used.
So basically, they say that when you die, your brain
releases DMT.
The DMT into your body, and that's.
So you're saying it could be that?
Is that going? Yeah.
You're saying it could be something maybe like that. See, that's the thing. I didn't even think of that, to be honest, at first. So that could be something. Yeah, that could be something. That could be something, and that's maybe something that's going to make me look at this even more now. You know what I mean? So we might come back to that. Like definitely.
It's mad though, man. Because if you guys, comment down below, do you think that we're living, and we're dead? Are we living in a dream after we die? Because it's mad. Because I know some people are going to be able to explain this thing to me. And if they can you explain it to me in the comments? Yeah, that'd be wicked.
Yeah, like one thing I would love to hear from you, like definitely in the comments, is if you believe in the conspiracy. Do you believe in conspiracy? Simple as that, first straight up and down. First of all, you know what I mean. And second of all, why? What makes you believe in that conspiracy? What makes you go after and look at a conspiracy? Just let me know that in the comments, man. You know what I mean? Because as much as I know you might know something that I don't know. I might know something that you don't know. So the best thing we can do is learn to each other. You know what I mean?
Always the way. You get me? Doesn't matter how old you are, what you've been through. Someone else will know exactly what you know.
Exactly that, man. Experiences are different, you know. Different people.
That conspiracy to me sounds more of a made-up thing, guys. Yeah. So I go on to that side of that one.
Like, I'll be honest. There is I have watched some people that actually work in the scientific field that say that this is something that could actually be true. You know what I mean? And there were a couple of names. I'm not going to try and say their names because I'll butcher them. So I don't want to butcher anyone's name, to be honest. So, but they do say there is a possibility that could be true.
Like I said, man, there's people out there that focus their life on learning about this stuff. I haven't learned anything. So, in the sense of the logic that I have now, I don't know.
Okay.
Not until, but once evidence comes up which I can see that will show me, you know what, there is a possibility, then I'll be like, okay, cool, you know what, let me step back and I'll might have a look in it. If it's relatively up for me.
I do hear what you're saying. I fully hear what you're saying. Yeah. So again, people them in the comments, if you know more about this than what we do, schools us, man. Schools us. Let us know. I want to learn just as much as anybody else on this planet. Yeah? Good. Let's move on.
What else are you little book over there saying?
Oh, it's got more stuff in it.
Let me
do not worry.
Is that leather as well?
No, it's like a suede.
I'm about to say, man, coming correct.
Yeah,
that sounds good. I like that.
Anyway, so just on a quick note, quick side thing right now. Yeah, so there was a lot of conspiracies to do with politicians.
Oh yeah.
And i.e., for example, there is actually conspiracies to do with Biden. There's conspiracies to do with. There's quite a few to do with Trump. Trump's got a massive one. And I think this is something we might take a look at, maybe a little bit of a deep dive, because I know there's a lot to look at when it comes to this particular subject. 100%. And that's QAnon. Yeah. So, and QAnon, if I remember correctly, QAnon was basically sort of like a conspiracy to do with Trump having a sort of war against these child predators on the world and this big, massive ring. You know what I mean? And there is other things tied in with that. I do think we need to maybe deep dive and have a little talk about that. Nothing too crazy, but you know what I mean? Definitely have a chat.
Because I saw QAnon a lot over the pandemic, and I remember certain times I commented on certain posts, and then the reply I was getting back was like, "Oh, you're part of this QAnon, whatever it is."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" But I never really looked into what the actual meaning of it was. And it's kind of.
I just do know that there is a big aspect of it is to do with Donald Trump and him waging war against child predators, against literally elite child predators, not so much. But you've got to remember, even though there's big up Donald for that, there is massive conspiracy on the other side where he's involved in these sort of things. So as much as I said, it's only a conspiracy. We don't know how true these people are.
But regardless of who's saying what, or if it's conspiracy or not, it's starting to get exposed that the higher ups are involved in something.
Yes, that is very true.
Which is the main thing.
No, 100%. And I believe it will be something that we will be talking about and maybe having a chat about at some point.
100.
In an episode. Whether it be a whole episode, whether it be part of an episode, we have no clue yet.
Whether it be a prequel.
Yeah, you never know. So, right, let's move on to the book.
Let's hear the next one.
So, the next subject we're going to talk about on a quick note, and maybe have a little chat about it, is an actual location called Denver International Airport.
Okay.
So, there is a lot of conspiracy.
United States, obviously.
Yes, in Denver. Here's the thing about Denver International Airport, though. There's a lot of conspiracy and a lot of shadiness maybe going on within this place. And so it's because there is so much, because there is so much going on right now, what I've done is I've written down some points and I'm going to take some of these points from the break book. From the CC book right now.
Jeez.
You know what I mean? So, the first one I'm going to talk about really is the paintings and murals that are plastered all over the place. Whether they've been taken down or not, I don't know right now. There was an article that I read saying that they're being taken down or they're going to be taken down.
Murals, aren't they painted?
Yes.
So when they take it down, they paint it.
They repaint over it and stuff, or jet blast it or do whatever they need to do to get rid of it. But these murals, you know what I mean, and also there will be little pictures popping up, you know what I mean, or a picture will pop up for you to see. These murals are actually depicting doom and death. You know what I mean? Like we're talking like mad soldiers, gas masks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like children and families all over the place, places on fire and things. Yeah. It does look a bit weird for it to be in an airport where families are going on holiday.
Yeah, 100%.
It's a bit weird, you know what I mean, to me. So that's just one of the things. Secondly, there is miles upon miles upon miles of underground tunnels that burrow deep underneath the airport. There is a sort of theory that there is nuclear bunkers. They are making nuclear bunkers.
Okay.
You know what I mean? For the elite, for if an apocalyptic event happens. Or just obviously like where they can go and hold meetings and things like that. You know what I mean? And speaking on that, we will be going on and doing an episode regarding Milton Keynes. Milton Keynes is flooded with symbolism and all sorts of stuff, and it's something that I actually want to really look at. So I really hope you tune in for that. But back to this. As we said, there's a lot of tunnels, and that's the main theory, that there's nuclear bunkers for meetings, for apocalyptic events, related to where they can hide, and this is for the elite. You know what I mean? It is years upon years upon years behind schedule. It costs over $5 billion to make, $5 billion to make. And if you can compare that with another airport, it costs $1 billion to make JFK Airport. So why? And they're still spending on Denver Airport, by the way. They're still spending on it. You know what I mean? There is a statue, you know what I mean, which is outside of the airport, of a blue horse with gleaming red eyes called Lucifer. I don't know what, I know
Lucifer.
Lucifer. That's what they put. That's what it's been named. Okay. Whether that's the internet naming it, whether that's what they named it originally, but I just know that's the name that is commonly associated with this particular statue. To the extent where there's a lot of things going on with this thing, as well as the person that actually made Lucifer died. Yeah, Lucifer fell on him. Yeah, and they tried to say there was something within that. And again, back to the book. There is, there's so much. There's also, there is a time capsule. Well, apparently there was a time capsule. Yeah, underneath the cornerstone of the airport itself. Yeah, again, picture will be attached. Now with this, it actually says that this time capsule will not be opened until 2094, and apparently it was opened way before that. Now where it was opened way before that, there was a document in it, along with other things, but this document was actually the papers that commissioned the airport to be made, or something like that, you know what I mean, or something along them lines, and it was commissioned by a company called the New World Airport Commission. Now, there is no evidence at all that there is a New World Airport Commission. Even there's no evidence that this New World Airport Commission actually commissioned Denver Airport to be made. You know what I mean? So, where'd that come from? What's that about?
So, first question I've got here is this. What is the reasoning for all of this? Do you think that there's an actual behind the scenes, or do you think that these are all coincidental? Just that happened? I mean, the blue.
I don't believe. See, maybe the person that made Lucifer, him dying by the horse that he made, maybe that might be a coincidence. But I truly now, after looking at it a little bit, I don't think that the other things are coincidental. I believe they're purposely there.
Well, I mean, it sounds like it. It sounds too booky, man. That for it to be.
Yeah, but what makes it booky for you?
Another thing is Denver Airport.
Yeah.
The size of it.
Yeah, it's over 33,000 acres. So I compared it to San Francisco. And it took up basically 3/4 of San Francisco. Why does an airport need to be that big? I don't see why an airport needs to be that.
Well, it took up 3/4.
So if you take San Francisco, the actual city, and it's a big city.
Okay.
Yeah, a massive city. And you stick if you make the shape of Denver Airport and put that in the middle of San Francisco on the map, it takes up most of San Francisco. Why does it need to be that big? Why does it need to be basically the size of a city?
Yeah, see, that's
or a state.
Yeah, that's suspect. Well, my initial thought on what you just told me is that there's something Masonic going on there, mate. I mean, with I can't even say the word murals.
The murals.
Like that in itself, we all know what symbolism is, and you see it everywhere. When George Floyd died, how many murals went up about him?
Oh, I forgot to mention as well. I don't know if I can't remember. If I did, put it in the comments. Tell me shut up, right? But I forgot to mention that apparently they are like clues. There's clues. You know what I mean, to how the world is going to end. Apparently, once you look at certain points in the murals, you'll see that there's certain clues how the world's going to end. Which I will look at, and I'll put that out for you. Check that out. I'll put that everywhere on social media and stuff for you to check out.
I want to know more about the tunnels as well, man. What was the reasoning behind why they went into them tunnels, and where them tunnels lead to, and how much stuff has happened in them tunnels within the time they're being built.
That's what I'm saying.
That would be good to know.
Are things happening within them tunnels already? You know what I mean? Or are they just still building until...
I saw a YouTube video earlier on with this guy who's got this rat. This is the size. Is that where they live?
I don't know. I haven't seen that video.
Are they doing some genetic modification down there? That's crazy.
What, some Plum Island stuff?
Hey, that's mad.
That's another thing we're going to look at, Plum Island.
Yeah,
do you know about Plum Island?
A little bit.
Yeah, that's where the Montauk Monster comes from. You know what I mean? And funny enough, the Montauk Monster and stuff like that, and obviously there is other stuff around it that kind of shapes the conspiracy theory for if Stranger Things was based on that, rather than just be made. Apparently, it was based off the Montauk story because there was actual experiments going on with children You know what I mean? Like you see with 11 and everyone that's in. If you haven't seen it, sorry about that, spoiler alert. But so that's maybe something else we could look at still.
The other thing is, I tend to kind of confirm conspiracies to be closer to fact than anything. When they come into like programs like
TV and
that. That would be another good one to look at to see if, especially Simpsons.
Simpsons predictions.
They seem to be like the benchmark of.
Yeah, because they've got a lot. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying they haven't got a lot wrong. They've got quite a lot wrong, but they've got a hell of a lot right.
Yeah.
A hell of a lot.
But you know, obviously, when you say they got a lot wrong, the problem is they didn't get it wrong. It was the fact that when these evil people do evil stuff, like they have to have other stories to cover up their evil stuff. So they're going to sell that. So that you're going to think like, okay, it could be possible, isn't it?
Yeah, it could be.
So you feel like, if that one ain't true, then none of it's true. I got you guys! I know these things! Okay, the power. Yeah, that's a mad one. I like to do a little bit more research on that one.
Yeah.
Maybe what we can start doing is this year. We'll not start with it because this is the first time we do it. The conspiracies that you come up with, come back to them like maybe 2-3 months later.
Yeah.
Research
see if anything new, you know what I mean? If there's been any updates.
It doesn't have to be all the stories, it could be the most like hottest stories.
Yeah, exactly. Or as I said, we can put in the comments whatever you want to see.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Let us know. You know what I mean? If there's a conspiracy that you think that we should look at, take some and then have a chat about, then just let us know in the comments, man. Straight up. Or you can let us know on our socials, Insta. You know what I mean? Man like B-Dot.
Out Here TV. Oh, nearly forgot my bloody hell. What's going on there, son? Oh, shit. Yeah, Out Here TV. Don't ever forget that, son.
Straight up. So, yeah, man. And no matter what, anyway, you'll see the socials. They'll be going across the screen somewhere. So, is there any sort of conspiracies that you've seen lately or that you've seen that you thought, you know what? Absolute rubbish.
Well, I heard one from a very good source, and it kind of irritated me because, kind of prodded me on it. And the conspiracy was based on the moon being built, and that it's a hollow moon, and also that it has...
so like this hollow earth theory, but just on the moon?
On the moon, I suppose, and also that something relating to being satellite based as well. Okay,
so what? Could there be a satellite, obviously on the moon, that's doing what it needs to do? And
well, I mean, all the time when I hear stuff, you always like cross references. So number one, NASA and Elon Musk have like hundreds of satellites up in the air already. Why would you want one extra one? Like, what is the base of it? It's like on the same basis of people saying, why are they going to tip you to listen to your thing when they do that already on the phone? There's no point in doing something like that. And it's true. Why would you waste money and time on doing stuff that's already there? So automatically I was like, well, it's got nothing to do with satellites. Because realistically, you've got all of that, and Elon Musk is actually pioneering his way through the future with Starlink, which is massively advanced. And that basically, once you get to the moon, mate, you could use Starlink satellites to communicate to Earth already. You're not even at that stage of it. So that kind of, I was like, nah, can't be that. And then built them, and I was like, well, doesn't other planets have moons around them? And so what? Who built them? Like the life form on them planets, or we went over and built them? And so for me, it was like, that can't.
Well, it couldn't. Yeah, I don't think it could have been us going over to other planets and going. We're not that advanced yet. Nowhere near. I believe we're hundreds of years away from that. It's like when it comes to like with like UFOs and that, I do think that UFOs do hit the planet. I do think they're about, and they do observe, whether it be the planet or humans, I don't know. But either way, I do believe that happens. I do believe that they have crashed. I do believe that humans do have parts, if not whole actual vehicles to do with UFOs. I just think that we are so far behind in advanced technology that it's going to take hundreds of years to even understand it, let alone reverse engineering.
And
you know what I mean?
And the UFO thing as well, Bob, like, I mean, obviously people have been on this thing for time, but I think to myself, well, they say that UFOs, they see UFOs in the sky.
Oh, always... it's not UFOs anymore either, it's UAPs. Okay. So unidentified aerial phenomena.
Okay, UAPs, yeah. And it's like, number one, they're basically all the same shape. There's a few different shapes, but the main one people say is a saucer.
Yeah, a flying saucer.
And then the credibility of the people saying it as well. I mean, most of the people like you say, not people like, obviously, man like Jones, Amy Jones and that, right? Like, they have got some credibility to this, but like all these other people saying that, they were abducted. Now, first things first, an alien species, which I understand as an alien species, is a species which is far beyond us because of the fact that they can travel to us and Earth.
Thank you.
Like,
Thank you.
Why would you need to now abduct an Earthling, yeah, who is less advanced than you to find out about what human life is like? And even if you did want to do that, yeah, your technology and your planet would be so much advanced. You wouldn't even need to come to our planet. You probably could just visual everything on our planet, and you probably could send out little drones to our planet and have a look at all of that. And then they say, I know this is way off. Oh yeah, we're abducted and they alien probed us. Bruv, what even intelligent life on Earth, yeah, simple intelligent life on Earth would do something like that to find out about the species? None, bruv. So why would an advanced race do that to find what is it that's in our anal glands here that will give them the information they need? This doesn't make sense to me. And then like I was saying, the next thing is like, you say the aliens live among us. I mean, I would assume, like, as someone advanced on this planet, say for instance, man like Hawkins, man like Musk, they're advanced human beings. And one behaviour you can see by this, which is a symptom of this, is someone who's focused and works hard, and they're not distracted by the little things around them, because they don't need to know about that. What they need to do is focus on the greatness. Now, that's like a human being. Now, an alien, and they're more advanced than us, the last thing they're going to do is walk among us, to study us. Again, their alien race is so superior that they should be able to analyse Earth, all the stuff that goes on Earth, from the photosynthesis of plants, from the animal kingdom, to how humans rule the Earth. They shouldn't need to come and walk among us. If anything, I would think if they came to this planet, they would either come to destroy the planet or interbreed so that we become more advanced. And it won't be with everyone, it will be with the more advanced human beings. That will be the only two reasons I believe UFOs will come here. Or, actually not UFOs, aliens will come here. So I think it's based on them kind of base factors, until something real happens and not one of these great hallucinations that the government like to put out to make people go,
smoke screens,
yeah,
water balloon, weather balloon.
Well, exactly. Until like I see I suppose real evidence of something which is advanced technology. I mean, I suppose the pyramids, are kind of one thing that is kind of still unexplainable realistically, although I've got a couple of ideas. But they do say
still
that aliens, have come down and done that. And for me, it's like, well, it's even in this day and age, it's near enough impossible for a human to do with all the technology that we've got to make it that perfect.
But exactly. Yeah.
So something like that would always kind of push me to that side.
Yeah, I hear that. Not only that, don't you think that when it comes with like UFOs integrating within us, I think the public perception will, at least 60% of the public perception might not be able to back it. I feel like people will freak the F out. Like, to be honest. There will be some people that won't be that scared and will want to actually communicate with them and that. You will get some that will just be scared and will run off. Then you'll get the others that'll be like, no, I don't like this, so I'm going to attack them. And that's where I think it turns into a massive problem. So, like, let's hope that that's not happening. Because I don't want things like that to happen. You know what I mean?
I don't want to die because some redneck didn't like that look at that alien and you're mad.
Yeah, and one thing I'll recommend, not just to you, but to everyone else as well, you know what I mean? If you can, either go to Joe Rogan Experience, his podcast, or just, there is a lot of documentaries regarding this man as well. But check out a guy and just listen. Some people might think he's talking rubbish, some people might actually think he's on a real tip. But check out a man called Bob Lazar.
Okay.
This dude's got some information for people that wrecked his life at one point. The government wrecked his life for it. So, like, yeah, I'll let you, obviously, look, I'm not going to do no spoilers or nothing. I'll let everyone, anyone that has seen it, put it in the comments and let me know what you're thinking about. Let me know what your views are.
Yeah.
Anyone else that hasn't seen it, check him out.
Check it out.
Let me know what you're thinking, yeah?
Yeah, mate.
Alright, cool. Should we get back to the book?
Let's get back to the magic book.
You know what I mean? We always love to have a little segue, like a little chat about things, you know? Alright, so the last thing. This is the last subject for today. We're going to be talking about parallel universes and the Mandela Effect.
Okay.
So, like,
break it down for me, my guy.
Yeah, man.
Break it down.
So it states that, like, obviously, millions of years' time, people say that obviously time touch on exists and stuff, right?
Okay.
And they say that when someone travels to the past, or maybe even to the future, if I remember correctly, there's little shifts that happen, and these little shifts are actually called Mandela effects.
Okay.
Right? Now, there's a lot of different things. Hopefully, there'll be some things be popping up on the screen for you to see also. Things like, well, one thing I want to start off with, actually, as it goes, and it's actually not an actual picture or anything, but you know the group Queen, right?
Oh yeah.
And you know the song "We Are the Champions."
Oh yeah, that was my song. We are the champions. We are the champions, 'cause you are the losers. And
See, I'm putting
we are the champions.
Don't have that. Don't have
the
that.
world.
What? Now, did you see what you just said there? Of the world.
Yeah, that's...
Now, when you get the chance, listen back to
Isn't
that
that
song and listen to Of the World's in it, because it's not.
So what's that part?
Never.
Nothing.
It just ends.
Oh, serious?
We are the champions. Bah. That's the
Oh
end.
my.
Bah.
That's mad.
Straight up.
Oh, I have to listen to that.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Why do I know that?
People do that as well. Anything that I'm talking about now, check out.
Why do I know that? This is what I want to know. Why do I know that? Why do I feel like that's part of the team?
I don't know. I have no clue. No clue at all.
That's crazy.
You know what I mean? It's mad.
That's
it's
pretty
mad.
crazy.
But yeah, check that out for yourselves as well.
Oh.
Let me know what you're thinking, yeah?
Yeah, that's really lit me in the head right now.
So now we're moving on to so a logo, Fruit in the Loom, for example, right?
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Now Fruit in the Loom's got obviously fruit, apple, and grapes and stuff.
Yeah.
And then it has a big corner clopia in the back.
Okay, yeah.
Neither. It actually doesn't have that. It's never had that apparently, ever.
Oh, that's mad.
Which is a bit crazy.
Yeah, that's
You
mad.
know what I mean? So as we move on to the next picture right now, which is something that everyone knows, you know what I mean, which would be Pokemon. And the man
Pikachu.
not even the man, the Pokemon himself, Pikachu.
Yeah.
Now everyone knows Pikachu to be yellow.
Yeah.
Have the yellow tail.
Yeah.
With a black bit at the end.
Yeah.
Wrong. It's never had a black bit at the end. Never. Not once.
What? On his tail?
No. That's apparently it's never had that. Apparently. You get me? I don't know. I actually remember it. I used to sit there and watch it with my kids, and I remember it having a black tail.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Which is crazy.
Yeah.
On top of that, little side note as well, if you can, check out a video on YouTube. You can find it. Yeah. If you won't put in the search bar the Bernstein Bears video, the Mandela Effect Bernstein Bears video.
Okay.
It's actual video. This man's got. I think it's called the Bernstein Bears. And he's got this book, like a box in front of me now, has the camera right in front of the book. He walks through a room and you can see it change from Bernstein to Bernstein or something around them, like you actually see it change. Then he walks back out of the room and he changes again. It's weird, it's a bit weird. I don't know if it's camera trick, I don't know, but it just looks really weird to me. Like, looks mad to me, like mad.
So
you know what I mean?
the Mandela Effect, the definition is?
So the definition of a Mandela Effect is apparently when someone travels to the past or the future, there's shifts, like and it takes us into a parallel dimension.
And that's what
these little shifts are Mandela Effects.
Okay.
Yeah.
So realistically, you know, if you believe in time travel, then you 100% would believe
that Mandela Effects are real.
That means it all real because of the fact that there's time that's already gone ahead of us, and we're only in this part of the time.
Yes.
And these people that are already past all that, they've learned how to do their time travel, and they've gone back past us.
But then when they've come back,
yeah,
something little's changed.
That's crazy because, like, you're living in your timeline, yeah, I guess it would be called, and it's like you wouldn't even clock, yeah, there could be another timeline that could ultimately be changing your timeline consistently. Your timeline might have had one kind of thing, but because of this other timeline and this person's been going backwards and forwards, it's been altering maybe even your decisions or moods. The environment, that's crazy.
Could be.
But just from them little things that you said, realistically, you make that into a massive thing, amplify that. You're talking about like environment change.
Yeah. As I said, these little things are literally little. Like again, with a cartoon, another cartoon, Curious George, which is another massive kids cartoon that's on children's ITV and all these other channels. Never had a tail, even though people remember the tail.
Well, he's a monkey, isn't it? Well, monkeys have tails.
Makes it a bit mad.
That's crazy.
You know what I mean? But as I said, when I saw some of these things, it just had my mind blown, absolutely blown. And I was like, you know what? That's mad. The Queen one sent my head off. I was laughing to myself.
I'm going to have to listen to that.
Bro, I was laughing to myself for about 20 minutes, just going, nah.
You're telling me I'm not going to find one version with that in it?
No.
Oh my God. I can't believe it. I have to check this out, guys.
Serious.
I'm going to check this out.
And if you do, someone's put it off the road, innit?
I'm gonna let you guys know, innit?
Yeah, man. We'll definitely, he'll let you know.
That's mad.
You know what I mean? Crazy. Absolutely crazy.
And if you guys know about any other ones that's music, images, or whatever, stick it in the comments. I want to see this stuff.
No, definitely.
Mad crazy boggling in my head right now. I don't know what to think.
Always remember, this is the Conspiracy Cave. Your conspiracies are welcome. This is your show as much as ours. 100. You know what I mean? So just make sure, just get involved. Again, big red button, smash the subscribe button. You know what I mean? Make sure you smash the like button. Let us know what you liked about the episode. Let us know what you didn't like. Let us know something we could do differently. Remember, as I said, this is yours. Let's all work together, you know?
Yeah, boy.
And other than that, this is the end of the episode for today. Yes! You know what I mean? So, remember, big likes. You know what I mean?
Every day.
Big red button, smash that. Don't forget, notification bell, so it will let you know when we bring out a next video and you'll be one of the first to get it. Yeah?
Yeah, boy. And big up yourselves all the time, every time, my people. Thanks for coming and watching the damn thing. And we will see you next time.